Chinese-made robots are fundamentally a joke. Up until today, they're still using timing belts and planetary gear reducers. All the talk about domestically produced harmonic drives and RV reducers is just refurbished second-hand imported parts. It's all nonsense. I wanted to ride the wave of BYD founder Mr. Wang's popularity. Why did Mr. Wang publicly say that autonomous driving is like the emperor's new clothes? It's just capital-driven nonsense. Mr. Wang doesn't want to be the one standing out and getting sanctioned, so he has to play dumb and act weak to survive. As global industry develops, industrial robots are gradually replacing manual labor. China has become the world's largest consumer and producer of robots, but China has almost no pricing power in this sector because the key technologies are controlled by other countries. The world's supply of precision reducers used in industrial robots is almost entirely monopolized by Japan. Although domestic production of RV reducers exists in China, Chinese robot manufacturers rarely choose them. The reason is that Japanese precision reducer technology is far ahead and difficult to replace in the short term. Therefore, the Chinese market heavily relies on imports, especially from Japan. For instance, Nabtesco, the world's largest manufacturer of precision cycloidal pinwheel reducers, holds almost 60% of the global market share for RV reducers. Nabtesco is renowned for its high precision, rigidity, and compact, lightweight design. Japan's Harmonic, a giant in harmonic reducers, holds about 15% of the market. This means that at least 75% of the precision reducers necessary for manufacturing industrial robots in China are controlled by foreign companies. In reality, the technical barriers to entering the reducer market are extremely high, especially for RV reducers, which consist entirely of high-precision components and gears that mesh with each other. This demands very high standards in material science, precision processing equipment, processing accuracy, assembly technology, and high-precision testing technology. Chinese-made reducers face many research and development challenges in maintaining reducer accuracy, reducer lifespan, and product longevity. Quality and sales volume are also issues. These various technical challenges result in poor consistency and low reproducibility among domestically produced reducers. In the field of industrial robots, China lags behind in at least two areas: software and the development of integrated systems and service robots. As early as 2015, the Chinese government positioned the development of artificial intelligence as a national key development strategy. To promote the adoption of robots, both national and provincial governments have invested heavily in subsidizing the purchase of robots and other automation technologies. For instance, in 2018, Guangdong province planned to invest 943 billion yuan, or about 135 billion US dollars, to subsidize the industrial upgrade of its manufacturers, including robotics technology. But China lags in innovative products. Chinese-made industrial robots can barely handle products that do not require high precision. In high-end fields, such as aerospace and military industries, reliance on imported robots is inevitable. As the potential for industrial robots in the new energy vehicle sector becomes more apparent, global car companies are heavily investing in AI research and development. Tesla is well known not only for disrupting the traditional automotive industry, but also for its diversified industrial chain. Last year, Tesla's humanoid robot, Optimus, frequently appeared in the public eye as a cutting-edge result in AI. At the 2023 Tesla shareholders meeting, Elon Musk stated bluntly that the future long-term value of Tesla would largely be reflected in humanoid robots, Optimus. These remarks have been widely recognized by numerous Chinese car manufacturers. In recent years, especially this year, Chinese car companies have accelerated their entry into the humanoid robot sector. XPeng has released its self-developed humanoid robot PX5. Xiaomi, a quasi-new energy car company, launched the humanoid Bionic Robot Cyber 1 in 2022, targeting household service scenarios. In June 2023, Huawei invested 870 million yuan to establish Jimu Robot in Dongguan, which will focus on robotics and intelligent manufacturing. BYD chose to invest in the humanoid robot startup Zhuyuan Robot. Zhuyuan Robot was founded in February 2023 and positions itself as a company dedicated to innovative fusion of AI and robotics. At the press conference on August 18, 2023, Zhuyuan Robot showcased its humanoid biped robot, Yuanzheng A1. This robot stands 175 centimeters tall, weighs 53 kilograms, and has a maximum walking speed of 7 kilometers per hour, and features 49 degrees of freedom throughout its body. It can carry a load of 80 kilograms with a maximum single-arm load of 5 kilograms. Not only does Yuanzheng A1 resemble humans in form, but it also demonstrates super abilities in bipedal walking, intelligent tasks, and human-machine interaction. It is evident that humanoid robots are likely to become the next major trend. Despite the ultimate goal of making robots humanoid, their actual designs vary widely, including industrial robots, mobile handling robots, sweeping robots, quadruped robots, and humanoid robots. For example, China manufactures Bionic Robot Dogs that can accompany you on walks, play with you, and even help you carry items with a price tag of 30,000 yuan. Next, let's take a look at a blogger's review of the Bionic Robot Dog. This might be the most expensive dog I've ever bought. A package I've been waiting for over a year finally arrived today. I'm going to give you guys a top-tier unboxing challenge. See this? Yup, it's this thing. It's already in mass production, and it says it's a quadruped robot. It even comes with a pet dog leash and durable shoes. It's so ugly, with 4 eyes. This kind of robot can help you fetch deliveries and do many other tasks, like going downstairs to the convenience store. This is a bionic compatriot robot. Brothers, look at all these parts. There's even a remote control, stair climbing mode, obstacle avoidance mode, and you can unlock various joints. You can even perform a New Year celebration dance. They say if you kick it, it won't fall over. I don't believe it. Let me show you. Short press, then long press. Wow, it scared me. How do you control this thing? Are you sure nothing needs to be plugged into the middle? Why is it making noise? Made in China. Brothers, the seller said this robot dog wouldn't fall if you kicked it. Is that true? It fell over. Didn't they say it wouldn't fall? Is it dead? What happened? That was so sudden. Let's try this New Year dance mode. This is the obstacle avoidance mode. Wow, now it doesn't fall when you kick it. Try it. It really doesn't fall. There's a really cool trick called the side roll, and it even shakes its head. It can actually go fetch things because you can connect a camera to it and control it. You put your phone here, and just like that, let it go buy a bottle of water from you. Guess how people will react? I'm going to show it off to kids in the park. Let's test the stair climbing mode. Now it works. This dog must be drunk. Don't laugh. It broke a leg. Oh my god, what happened to its leg? It's cramping. Its leg is broken. It can't balance properly anymore. I spent 30,000 yuan on this robot dog, and people online mock me, calling it a dumb dog. Today, I decided to test it by making it buy coffee. We set up a phone on it to communicate with the shop staff and recorded everything with a camera. We put a basket on it to hold the coffee, hoping it would come back with the coffee still full. The robot dog wobbled out with 2 cups of coffee, but it fell before even getting out of the store. The cups didn't make it back, let alone the full coffee. People burst into laughter upon seeing the video. Did you guys get it drunk? It turned into a crazy dog. In recent years, robot dogs have increasingly appeared in public, evolving from consumer toys into weapons. Recently, the Chinese government has been keen on promoting and hyping various new weapons. In reports on major military exercises and equipment modernization by CCTV's military channel, combat robot dogs, micro or small combat vehicles, and small drones for squad and platoon use have been prominently featured. During the Golden Dragon 2024 joint exercise between China and Cambodia at the end of May, 2 military robot dogs equipped with AI were showcased. The Chinese CCTV military channel displayed 2 robot dogs, one of which was armed. The robot dogs resemble Boston Dynamics Spot. The The larger one weighs 50 kilograms, is equipped with a machine gun, and is remotely controlled by soldiers to fire at identified targets. An interviewed soldier called it a new member of urban offensive and defensive operations. The smaller one weighs 15 kilograms and is primarily used for reconnaissance missions. It uses AI to navigate the battlefield autonomously and transmits real-time reconnaissance footage to the command center. Similar to Spot, the robot dogs can jump and move forward and backward. The video stated, "It can serve as a new member of our urban combat operations, replacing humans to conduct reconnaissance, identify enemies, and strike targets." The Chinese government promotes robot dogs as urban warfare tools, but from the footage released by Chinese state media, these robot dogs still rely heavily on human control, with limited intelligence. While they may provide a tactical advantage to the Chinese military, they are unlikely to significantly alter the outcomes of ground battles. Military experts point out that Taiwan has recently focused on preparing for urban warfare, and the appearance of the Chinese military's robot dogs seems to be a clear signal aimed at Taiwan. But in a real battlefield environment, robot dogs have too many drawbacks and are considered flashy but impractical. The US military has actually abandoned their use in combat, regulating them to simpler auxiliary tasks. An associate researcher at Taiwan's National Defense and Security Research Institute, Stella Xu, stated that robot dogs can assist with carrying loads, reducing the burden on soldiers carrying ammunition and weapons. She wrote, "The Chinese robot dogs are commercial systems with very limited capabilities. While it's difficult to assess their overall potential, their cost is undoubtedly low." In 2023, the US military experimented with using Chinese-made Go-1 robots, but found the US military spec Ghost Robotics QUGV to be far more powerful. Many US military departments are currently using the unarmed version of the QUGV, and Boston Dynamics robot dogs are also being adopted. The host of a military channel program, MarkSpace, Mark, noted that generally speaking, robot dogs need to have sensors, including optical and tactile sensors, as well as an AI computation system. The technical threshold is not very high. Many Chinese-made robot dogs use NVIDIA's AI computation chips, which are consumer-grade and not the high-end AI technology. Despite the Chinese government's hype, robot dogs fall short in terms of defense capabilities, endurance, load capacity, practicality, and maintenance, making them impractical for actual combat. Mark analyzed that a fatal weakness of robot dogs is their short battery life. If depleted too close to the front lines, they are easily detected and destroyed. If deployed from a distance, they may use up most of their power just getting there, leaving little for actual combat. Although robot dogs can carry loads, they are easily spotted on the ground. On the battlefield, if hit by shrapnel or grenades, the repair becomes problematic. Both the US and Russian militaries use armored track transport vehicles, which are robust and generally unaffected by shrapnel or bullets. In complex frontline environments, tracked vehicles are more reliable with lower failure rates and can be easily repaired. In contrast, if a robot dog malfunctions, especially if it requires complex technology or numerous parts, ordinary soldiers can't fix it, and it would likely be abandoned. He said that robot dogs can certainly be equipped with armor, but that would increase their weight, negating their advantage of agility and further limiting their battery life. Currently, robot dogs need to be remotely controlled and are not fully autonomous, making them susceptible to interference. In complex electromagnetic environments, controlling the robot dog becomes a significant issue. If a robot dog were fully autonomous and completely AI controlled, there's a risk it could turn against its own side if interfered with by the enemy. If these problems can't be resolved, deploying them on the battlefield could not only be a burden, but also potentially turn them into the enemy's weapon. Mark noted that the most experienced forces in urban combat are the US and Israel, who frequently deal with guerrillas and terrorists, but they have not adopted flashy technologies like robot dogs. For example, in urban combat, simply kicking down a door is something a robot dog can't do. He said that if a robot dog can't even kick down a door and ordinary soldiers already have through-wall radar, the robot dog becomes redundant. While a robot dog can carry a gun and go places humans can't, drones can do this as well. Both Israel and the US have micro-drones specifically designed for urban combat, which are more convenient than robot dogs. Drones can silently and quickly fly to their target, while robot dogs make noise as they move on the ground. He also said that urban combat involves moving step by step, room by room. Robot dogs can't kick down doors and have limited battery life, needing either recharging or battery replacement after a while. On the battlefield, you'd find they are impractical and difficult to maintain. Using an engine for longer battery life introduces noise issues, compromising stealth. In short, robot dogs have many drawbacks. In December 2015, the US military decided not to adopt the quadruped robot dog developed in collaboration with Google's subsidiary Boston Dynamics. The primary reasons were the loud engine noise, which could be heard from a kilometer away, exposing its position. The difficulty of maintenance also made it unsuitable for combat deployment. Thus, further development was discontinued. Mark noted that the US military has continuously tested robot dogs. In 2015, they developed a robot dog called Big Dog, which had over 50 sensors, a good sense of the environment, and the ability to carry more than 150 kilograms of weapons or supplies. It could autonomously travel along simple routes, but required remote control. But after testing Big Dog for a period, the US military ultimately shelved the project, placing it in technical reserve due to significant shortcomings, including excessive noise and insufficient battery life, which did not meet their operational requirements. The US military has not entirely abandoned the development of robot dogs, but has regulated their use to base patrols and explosive ordnance disposal, treating them more like guard dogs for military bases. Mark explained that robot dogs may be more of a publicity tool. The Chinese military has little real combat experience and often engages in gimmicky projects to attract media and high-level attention and secure investments. Many initiatives in China see a flurry of activity primarily because they can obtain government subsidies. For instance, during the mass production of chips, thousands of semiconductor companies sprang up, only to collapse within a few years. Although they did secure government funding. The robot dog trend is similar, driven by the desire for funding rather than practical utility, as the military is a lucrative area. Mark believes that China isn't engaging in wars, but they constantly talk about technological innovation and military modernization, which appeals to higher-ups. Producing various videos to attract public attention is also a psychological strategy for Chinese propaganda. They aim to defeat the US in the realm of propaganda, which they value highly. Like many other overhyped Chinese projects, robot dogs may be a passing fad. They could disappear after some time, just as many other heavily promoted initiatives have.